So here's a video about storage in the shed. And here's our shed, and you'll notice, and it's also about winterizing the lawnmower. And you'll notice we've got a extension cord here that goes all the way back to the house. It's plugged in underneath the deck. At some point, there's an outlet there that came with the house. At some point, there may be another outlet to run a robo mower. And probably we get plugged into that if that ever happens. Might as well show. So the shed is set to be 2.5 inches off the ground there, so we need a ramp to get in, and this is this little 2-piece ramp here, pressure treated. It should last a really long time. Is how we drive the lawnmower in. And the lawnmower needs to be winterized in the winter. That involves really just a few things. One is the battery. So the battery, which is a little bit hard to take out, and it's right in there. You can see it with some clips connected to it. It's bad for these batteries to for the charge to die out. It builds like corrosion on the cells for these lead acid batteries. So you want to keep them charged. And so what we do is we put this little trickle charger. So it has these little, that's what this little clip is here. It has these little thin wires that connect to this little coiled cord and to this guy here. And you can see that red LED indicates that that's on. And then we plug that in right here to an extension cord. And draws hardly any current, but it keeps it fully charged for the whole winter. The couple other things right now, this wheel here, this tire, excuse me, on the right, on the, I don't know what you call this side, the right side, it leaks a little bit of air, so we put that on this block with that spacer that's stored here in the shed, and so now it doesn't rest. There's no real weight on this. Once I pump this up, I should be able to just slide these blocks, push those forward and slide those right out. And then the last thing is it's a good idea to pump out all the gas because gas has ethanol in it, and ethanol creates this gummy stuff. But an easier solution is to use I don't have any here. Is to use gas stabilizer in the gas before you put it in. So I always put in gas stabilizer in all our small engines before I fill them with anything, and then it doesn't allow that gummy stuff to show up, to distill out, I guess I'll call it, precipitate out. So let's talk about what's in the shed now while we're here. So I have some spare gas cans, which I think are empty up there, and then I have that roll of stuff is ridge vent stuff. I might sell it on Craigslist. We'll probably never use that in gardening. I just have it here. And then you can see I have table and chairs from our deck. They get stored like that, and they fit nicely in here. And then I've got our 2 different kinds of cedars, the drop cedar and the broadcast. I've got 3 cedars, and then the broadcast cedar, and then inside of that is the hand broadcast cedar. Got a bird feeder there, and that lawnmower works great. It's almost new. Keep that lawnmower there, and then temporarily I have the plate compactor. That's this guy here in the corner. That won't last here long. I've given that to Eric Swindell. Here in the corner we have the that thing with the pointy wheels. That is a aerator that tows behind on the lawnmower. It has a bar there that connects. See that down there? Connects to the back here. tow stuff with the lawnmower there. What else is in here? I've got the string trimmer here, and we've got this is a baffle for a squirrel baffle for bird feeders. This is the blower, this electric blower, and it's also can be a vacuum with that bag down there, so you can use it as a leaf vacuum or a leaf blower. I have in the back a sledgehammer. That's that yellow handle. We've got this guy here is a hand aerator for areas that you can't reach. You step on it. It takes a long time to use that. And we've got some rakes and shovels here. And that's, and then up in the top, I have some chicken wire. There's really nothing significant here. I've got some plastic, thick plastic stuff, and then a tree trimmer that doesn't really work well because it's not very sharp. And that's what's in the shed. Behind the shed, by the way, I might as well be thorough here. I store stuff here. Someday soon I'm going to take mount those boards on the bottom up to the back of this, and the wheelbarrow will be mounted to the back of that with some other things, hoses and stuff will hang on there. Oh, and back here I've got some extra pressure treated wood. This is our spare fake stone stuff, and I have some what do you call that, siding here. Right now the rest of the siding is currently underneath the deck. It'll probably come back out here sometime. And that's it. Some other time we can talk about what's in these. I got all these little containers here, but those will change at some point. You can just look inside them to see what's in there.